Hi, this is Joe Welinske. I'm the program manager for ConveyUX, Seattle's annual user experience conference. It's going to be our 5th year, coming up February 28, March 1, and March 2. And I get a chance to talk with the people that are involved in doing great content for the event. I'm at my home office today, but I'm speaking with Len Peralta. How you doing, Len? Where are you speaking to us from today?
I am speaking to you all the way on the East Coast in Cleveland, Ohio. Beautiful Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, Len's been involved with the conference for several years now as our in-house live drawing artist during the conference. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, but I thought first, Len, maybe you could talk a little bit about your background and the types of things that you're involved in.
Sure thing. Well, I originally started as a podcaster. This goes back a decade. I was like one of the first podcasters who actually took to the air back in 2005. And then through that, I ended up I started drawing album art for people because people needed that for their podcasts. And I had been an artist up until that time, but now I started to kind of meld the two ideas together. And now I'm kind of a little bit of both. I'm both a podcaster, vidcaster. I'm also a major illustrator. That's what I do most of the time. Not that I'm the major illustrator, but more like that's how I spend a lot of my days as an illustrator. I've been fortunate enough to work on all kinds of really, really great projects, including card games, board games for Steve Jackson Games and for other companies. Worked on stuff like Munchkin last year. Munchkin Comics, I've been working on that series, which is wrapping up in the next month or so. And, I've been able to design books, illustrate books, lay out books for a variety of different people, and it's always interesting. My days are never boring. I always find something interesting to draw or work on or create or collaborate creatively with people. So it's been an interesting. I think I've been in business for myself for 15 years. So it's been an interesting 15 years, I would say.
What are some of the projects you have coming up? I know you're always getting involved in new books and other activities. So what kinds of things are you wrapping up or just getting involved with?
Sure thing. As I mentioned earlier, the previous year, I was working with Steve Jackson Games out in Austin, Texas. They do Munchkin, the Munchkin card game series. I was a guest artist on 3 of the games, and they are now releasing what's called a collectible card game for the game Munchkin. And I am one of the artists on that. I am doing a lot of digital painting for them right now. I'm taking other people's art and turning it into beautiful paintings. But I'll also be drawing for them this year on some expansion sets. And then the other thing is, just like I mentioned earlier, working on books. 2016 was a great year. I worked on a couple different books. One was for fans of Mystery Science Theater 3000 might know Frank Conniff for TV's Frank. I illustrated and also laid out the book for him. It's called 25. Let me see, what is it? It's right here. 25 Mystery Science Theater 3000 films that changed my life in no way whatsoever. So I helped him with that book, and I'm also helping him on his new book, which is coming out. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about with that one, but that is coming up in 2017 as well. There is another book. 2017 has 2 book projects right off the top. So illustrating another book for another gentleman about the adventures of a character named Dixon Ticonderoga, not the pencil, an actual character named Dixon Ticonderoga. So I'll be working on that as well as the collectible card game, and who else knows what's going to come up. I'm sort of optimistic about the new year. I didn't really know what 2016 was going to bring, and it brought us a lot of really great opportunities. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what 2017 has to offer and what that has to bring. So.
Well, for people that haven't been to the conference yet, hopefully we'll be attending this year, just to explain a little bit about what your involvement has been is that you stage yourself off to the side of the stage in our main presentation room, and as the whoever the presenter is at that time, you dynamically in real time do some interpretive sketches related to things that they're talking about. You also you publish that so you can actually see the drawing being built, and then those are available for people to look at later. And it's been a lot of really interesting artwork that you've put together with inspiration from the talk. So I was wondering maybe if you could talk a little bit about what that experience is like to be in that situation where you're putting something together on the fly right at the moment, and some of the thoughts that go through your head as you do that.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Well, it's always, like I said, it's always fun to collaborate with different people, and my time at Convey always allows me to do that, collaborate with the main speakers in the main room, and it's been an absolute joy to work with them. I try not to have a preconceived idea coming into their talk. I think we'll trade emails, and I'll get kind of a basic idea of what they're going to be talking about, so I at least have a little bit of understanding. But I really take the cue from just their presentation and what they're saying. Sometimes it'll just be, I kind of know what they're going to be talking about, but they'll have a hook or something that they'll bring in the beginning that I will be able to start drawing, and usually only have about 45 minutes, sometimes an hour to work on something, but it goes very, very quickly. And so once I commit to an idea, you kind of got to roll with it. So, but luckily, it's been overwhelmingly positive. The being able to draw some things that, well, not only that, but create something in such a short amount of time where there was nothing before is something that I find not only challenging but just really, really edifying. It's a great opportunity, and as you mentioned, Joe, I will actually stream the creation of that while I'm doing it, so people, I try not. I don't like to take the stage away from the main presenter, because that's not what I'm there for. I'm there for support. So if someone wanted to watch to see what I was doing, they could, but I try not to make it so that I'm distracting to the main speaker. So that's always interesting. I take that content and then I turn it into speed drawing. So the 45-minute session usually turns into like about a minute or 2-minute long video that people can watch at a later time. And it's interesting to see, because that's raw, right? Like it's happening. It's improv. We coined a term on Daily Tech News Show called Art Prov, and that's pretty much what I've kind of been doing over the past couple of years for Convey, and also for some other places as well, is Art Prov, just sitting down, creating something where there was nothing before, and just adding a new dimension of a creative process to the user experience, if you will, of Convey. So it's really been a really great opportunity.
Well, I always find it interesting to watch it as it's going on and see how quickly the work comes together. And we do have some of those streaming videos embedded and available on our ConveyUX.com website, as well as samples of past artwork that you've done at previous events. So we're looking forward to having you at the conference again, and we'll see you here when you make your journey from Cleveland to Seattle.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I absolutely love Seattle. The past couple of years visiting for Convey have been wonderful years, and I'm so happy to be a part of it again. And I hope to see a lot of new faces out there, and some old faces as well, because we get people who are there year after year. So it's a nice time, and I hope that everybody makes it out to Seattle at the end of February. You can find some time in your schedule to come out.
And don't forget yourself, or any of the people that are attending, Emerald City Comic-Con starts on the last day of ConveyUX right down the street. So
that's awesome. That's terrific.
They have a lot of cosplay out in the streets. So.
Oh, that's great.
Right. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care.